Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Host Ram once again on this cricket show with you, Cricket Happenings on Sunday, this the 18th of July. And there are three matches that I'm going to talk about. One would be the England versus Pakistan game, the second T20, which ended up with England winning the match by 45 runs, thus leveling the series and setting up what would be an absolutely fitting finale with the final T20 coming up on Tuesday. I'll talk about that. And Sri Lanka versus India, finally, the tour got underway between India and Sri Lanka with the second string Indian team. Did not have any hassles whatsoever as they easily surpassed the Sri Lankan score of 263. Well, also I could say that Sri Lankan team were not at all at full strength because after losing almost like I think four mainline players due to that whatever happened by them violating the principles of the bio bubble during the COVID, and also Bangladesh versus Zimbabwe. Well, I thought Zimbabwe were really challenging Bangladesh, but Bangladesh with their skipper Shakib Al Hassan at the crease. There was absolutely no doubt that they would be getting a victory, and that's what precisely happened. Bangladesh won the second one-day international. Bangladesh went on to win the second ODI, so that is second ODI of Harare. So first, let me start off with England versus Pakistan. Talking about the England versus Pakistan game. It was Babar Azam, the Pakistan captain, again winning the toss, but in fact deciding that he would instead of doing what he did best in the first T20 by setting a total, decided instead to chase it and put the Englishman into bat. It was not a bad toss to lose for England, one could say, because England would have probably thought that Pakistan would be batting first, but it was not to be. England batted first, and it was a very good job on the part of the Pakistan bowlers. They at least managed to restrict England to 200. If you look at the card there, they started off with Imad Wasim picking up the wicket of Jason Roy for 10 of 4 deliveries, 1 4 and 1 6. But Josh Buttler, he played one shot of Mohammad Hasnain where it is only Josh Buttler who can do that 360-degree style shot, and that's what he precisely did. He beautifully changed his position, showed the full face of the bat, and beautifully scooped it over the wicketkeeper's head for a wonderful 6. And Buttler, is coming back after a long time. As we all know, after being rested, but finally came here and he showed his. We all know that what Buttler is capable of, and that's what he precisely produced by making 59 of 39 deliveries, 7 4 and 2 6s. They brought David Mallon also pretty early, so Pakistan would have been very happy with the choice because the Englishmen were 18 for 2 at that stage after 2.3 overs. So David Mallon caught by the stocky Azam Khan. I thought it was well caught because he tried to sweep it over the mid-wicket region. And Azam Khan, even though he's a stockily built bloke, I think he has a lot of energy. He could really sprint in and take that catch. So it was wonderfully done, I thought. And then Moeen Ali came in to join Josh Buttler, and Moeen Ali started pinging the boundaries every time that he used to strike with the bat, and he collected 36 of just 16 deliveries, which included 6 4s and 1 6. And then Liam Livingstone, the hero in the first T20, joined Josh Buttler. Buttler was already motoring along very well, but Liam Livingstone came there, and we saw some real cascading of runs happen at that stage. It was 85 for 3 when Moeen Ali departed. After that, Liam Livingstone joined, and both started going for the bowling, and both were going neck to neck as far as runs were concerned. But then the wicket fell of Josh Buttler, who was the 4th wicket to go after a fine stand, or a 52-run stand between Liam Livingstone and Josh Buttler. Josh Buttler was a victim of Mohammad Hasnain. but not after, not before making 59 runs of 39 deliveries, 7 fours and 2 sixes. Now, Liam Livingstone knew that the onus was in him to take this England innings through. And if at all England had to get 200, it was very essential that Liam Livingstone, Johnny Bairstow, could do a real big hitting. Well, Bairstow could not last much. He was a victim of Shadab Khan for 30 of 7 deliveries, 2 boundaries. But Liam Livingstone, really, one has to say, what a shot that was. I probably even the commentators said they'd never seen a shot which has traveled as high into the stadium. And this one, as I said, hit the topmost portion of the stadium and probably fell into the rugby ground. So Liam Livingstone is such a dangerous player. I mean, the amount of elevation he got, that was the one which was really making even the commentators really scream in delight, because to get such an elevation is something which I mean, it has gone almost over the top tier, and it has gone almost to the top of the stadium. So that really means, what the enormous power that Liam Livingstone imparts to the ball when he actually cracks it. It's a nice golf swing, one could call it, but it was really sailing high, wide, and handsome. And that's what precisely happened. But what an innings. Liam Livingstone showed that, that he's someone who is to be really respected by the opposition, as he scored. He was run out for 38 of 23 deliveries, 2 fours and 3 sixes in that included. But after that, and Liam Livingstone unfortunately was called by Tom Curran for a run, and Liam Livingstone, there was a bit of hesitation, and in the process, Azam Khan, the stockily built fielder, really delayed a good throw, and was good on the part of Harris Roff to actually show very good presence of mind, where from the back of his hand he tried to flick the bails, and that's precisely Liam Livingstone was walking, run out 38 of 23 deliveries, 2 fours, 3 sixes. After that, there's nothing to talk about. Tom Curran was out for 9, Jordan 14, Adil Rashid 2, Sakib Ahmed out of 3, Parkinson out for 5, and at least England still managed to reach the 200 mark, which was a real relief. As far as the bowling was concerned, Imad Wasim 2 for 37, Shaheen Shah Afridi bowled the first 2 overs very well, but after that, 4 overs, 1 for 28. Mohammad Hossain was the wicket taker, 4 overs, 3 for 51. Unlike the last last T20, Mohammad Hossain leaked runs today, 3 for 51. Harris Roff, 4 overs, 2 for 48, got a real tap in the hands of Livingstone. Shadab Khan did his job pretty well, 4 overs, 1 for 33. Now, it was the turn of Pakistan actually going and chasing this total that England had set of 200. And let's see what happened. Once again, it was Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam walking in to open the innings. And definitely runs were coming thick and fast, as the 50 was raced in just 5.4 overs. So that was pretty good going by the Pakistan standards, because the run rate that was required was 10.08. And these two blokes had already reached 50 in 34 deliveries, which was pretty good going at that, one could say. But then Mohammad Rizwan was in his real mood at the time. He was doing well, but then he drove the ball back to the Rashid. And the difference, let me tell you the difference here. The difference was that England operated with 3 spinners. Adil Rashid, they had 2 leggies, Matt Parkinson, and also the Adil Rashid. And also they had the Moeen Ali, the spinner, Adam Afi was also available. So these were the these were the spinners who actually saw to it that Pakistan were really kept away from chasing the target by picking up wickets at regular intervals, and 87 runs were given between these 3. If you look at the bowling there, all the 3 bowling there, Moeen Ali not bowling his full quota, but 11 overs were bowled between them to give 87 runs, and also in the bargain pick up 5 wickets, and that proved to be the difference, according to me. Now, looking at it, Mohammad Rizwan was out for 37, a wonderful catch taken by Rashid of his own bowling, when Mohammad Rizwan drove in a very firm manner, but Rashid flung himself and picked up the catch, and Rizwan has gone for 37 of 29 deliveries, 3 fours and 1 6. Babar Azam was a victim of the bowling of Mahmood for 22 of 16 deliveries, 3 fours. All the other players just started coming in and started hitting the strokes. Maqsood, in his usual fashion, 15 of 10 deliveries, 1 4 and 1 6. But then Rashid had the last laugh. They had him stumped by Butler, and then Moeen Ali picked up the wicket of Mohammad Hafiz for 10. Fakhar Zaman trying to hoik one into the stands was gone. Bowled by Ali for 8. That was a good ball from Ali, which gripped, spun, and Fakhar Zaman was done, totally done in by this delivery. Azam Khan trying to attempt a big one was stumped by Butler, the bowling of Parkinson for 1. Imad Wazim made 20, and then Sharab Khan kept the fight going with a knock of 36 of 22 balls, the 2 fours and 3 sixes. They remained not out, but after that, there was nothing to really talk about. Afridi was out for 2. Harris Rauf bowled, all claimed by Saqib Mahmood. Hasnain not out, not. The game was all over. 155 for 9. England winning by 45 runs and setting up this T20 series, which, as I said, will be a fitting finale on Tuesday, and whichever team wins the T20 series. So what a wonderful end we are going to have to this T20 series. Looking at the bowling, as I said, the difference was the spinners. Adil Rashid 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 30. Moeen Ali 3 overs, 2 for 32. Matt Parkinson, I thought was the pick of the bowlers there. 4 overs, 1 for 25. He turned the ball and really had the batsman really foxed at times. Chris Jordan 1 over, 1 for 12. Tom Curran 4 overs, 1 for 22 did a splendid job. Saqib Mahmood 4 overs, 3 for 33. And Moeen Ali, for his all-round performance, took the Man of the Match award. Now, the next thing, we go on to the next match, which is Sri Lanka versus India. Now, talking about Sri Lanka versus India, at last, as I said, this particular match started, and it was wonderful to see. And India won the match by 7 wickets, which was the final verdict. Sri Lanka, I thought I would definitely give credit. As I said, this team is definitely crippled. They don't have their 4 mainline players. But even then, I thought I was very happy to see that Sri Lanka put up a very good total of 262 for 9 on the board. The only problem for Sri Lanka happened to be all the batsmen were actually able to go and get starts, but they were not able to go on for a big innings. The only big innings came from Chamika Karunaratne, who already has, I'm told, one. Even though if you look at his slot there, he's slotted at number 9, and he has a first-class century, I'm told, in the Sri Lankan domestic competition, I suppose. And Chamika Karunaratne was the highest scorer, especially he went after Bhuvaneshwar Kumar by hitting a beautiful helicopter shot that Dhoni used to play over mid-wicket for a 6, which was wonderful to see. And Chamika Karunaratne was really impressed. I mean, the way he did it. And I think it was a very sensible approach by Sri Lanka to put 262 for 9 on the board, with the Indian spinners doing very well, Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav. Chamika Karunaratne was the highest scorer, not out of 43 of 35 deliveries, 1 4 and 2 sixes. And as I told you, nobody was able to go on. Fernando was out for 33 of 35, 2 fours, 1 6. Vinod Bhanuka, making his debut, 27 of 44 balls, 3 fours. Bhanuka Rajapaksa was very aggressive right from the word go, 24 of 22, 2 fours and 2 sixes. Dhananjay De Silva was definitely a key for them. If he could wait, but that was not to be. His wicket was gone to Krunal Pandya for 14 of 27 deliveries, 1 4. Charlie Taslanka was making his debut. I'm just trying to see. No, it was not. Charlie Taslanka has played ODI matches before. Charlie Taslanka's innings was good. He was someone who was acting as a stabilizing force in the Sri Lankan innings, making 39 of 50, 2 fours. Hasranga was out cheaply for 8, but Chamika Karunaratne, as I said, towards the end, clattered the ropes and over the ropes with an unbeaten 43 runs of 35 balls. And that would be a very good refreshing for Sri Lanka, that Chamika Karunaratne really did a wonderful job there. Isru Udana was out for 8, Dushmanta Chamira 13, also swung his bat, 13 of 7 balls, 1 4 1 6 towards the end, 262 for 9. Bowling, I have to say that Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, who normally bowls with metronomic efficiency, was all over the place. He probably did not get his bearings right. His body language didn't look right. And Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, 9 overs, no maiden, none for 63, is definitely a matter of concern, because you're bowling to a unit which is really inexperienced and rebuilding. And if you're leaking 63 runs, being the prime bowler, an experienced bowler at that really causes a bit of concern. Probably it was one of his off days. Deepak Chahar was excellent. 7 overs, 1 minute, 2 for 37. Hardik Pandya did a good job as well, 1 for 34. Yuzvendra Chahal, spinners, 2 for 52, did the job. Kuldeep Yadav, 9 overs, 248. But the pick of the spinner was none other than Krunal Pandya. 10 overs, 1 minute, 1 for 26, was the best among the lot. Now, the Indians were chasing a total of 263 to go and actually win the match. And what an innings from Prithvi Shaw, the young opener. He was stroking the ball in real merriment. He was stroking the ball, and it was so pleasing to the eye the way he was stroking the ball through the covers, the driving, the lofted strokes, or whatever you call it. He was really stroking the ball to a nicety. And then finally his innings ended with a very crisp 43 of 24 deliveries, 9 fours, and his partner, that is Shikhar Dhawan, as you know, is the one who's captaining. He was the one who was the sort of an anchoring the Indian innings. He anchored it beautifully and saw to it that Indians had absolutely no hassles in winning the match. Shikhar Dhawan, the captain himself, not out on 86, took the man of the match award, just 95 deliveries, which included 6 fours and 1 6. But Ishan Kishan, coming in at 1 drop, making his debut, became the first ever player to slam a 6 of the very first ball on his ODI debut of his career. I think it was done by a South African, Johan Lou, I'm told, in the year 2008 when I dug through the records. But Ishan Kishan, as you know, Ishan Kishan probably is the first batsman who has made a 50 on his debut T20 match and also on his debut ODI match. He contributed 59 of 42 balls, 8 fours and 2 sixes. And now, as I said, Prithvi Shaw was stroking the ball to a nicety. Shikhar Dhawan was the anchor. Ishan Kishan was the one who was playing those real hard shots, coming down to the bowlers and hoiking them. And Ishan Kishan, when he hits the ball, hits with real power. And that's what precisely he was doing. And Ishan Kishan contributed a hard 59 of 42 deliveries, which included 8 fours and 2 sixes. It was real fun to watch. Ishan Kishan, as I said, hitting a 6 and a 4 of the very first 2 balls of his ODI international career. And really, definitely Ishan Kishan is someone who we are going to hear a lot about Ishan Kishan in the days to come for India. Manish Pandey missed out, I would say. He was out for 26 of 40 deliveries, 1 4 and 1 6. And Sky, as we call him, Surya Kumar Yadav, also making his debut, really played some nice strokes to contribute an unbeaten 31 of 20 deliveries, 5 fours. The game was all over. Game was all stitched up. 263 for 3. India winning the match by 7 wickets in a very comfortable manner. And the man of the match, I told you, Shikhar Dhawan, I'm very sorry, it was Prithvi Shaw for his very crisp little innings. If you look at the bowling, Chamira, unfortunately, went for a lot of runs, which was surprising, being the prime bowler, like what Bhuvanesh Kumar did. 7 was not 42. Srudana was taken to the cleaners, 2 overs for 27. Dhananjay De Silva, 5 overs, 2 for 49, also got some severe beating at the hands of the batsman. Lakshan Sandakan, the spinner, I thought bowled well, but again, league runs 1 for 53. Charita Slanka, 3 overs, none for 26. Hasranga did a good job, 9 overs, none for 45. Leggy and Chamika Karnathan, 2 overs, none for 16. So it was pretty much the story of the day as far as India and Sri Lanka was. Second ODI starting on Tuesday. The next match, which I'm going to talk about, Zimbabwe versus Bangladesh, the second ODI, which took place in Harare, where Zimbabwe batted first and scored 240 for 9. But if you look at the card there, Kaman Khanwe was out for 1, Maruvani for 13, Chakabwa made 26 of 32. Brendan Taylor contributed 46, but Brendan Taylor, there was a bit of a controversy. He was out for 46 or 57 deliveries, 5 fours and 1 6. One was wondering whether everybody were actually looking into the cricket law books to see whether it was something which was a legitimate wicket, because Brendan Taylor was given out hit wicket by Shariful Islam. And Shariful Islam, the tall left armer from Bangladesh bowler, pace bowler, was very impressive. He picked up 4 wickets. Probably his best analysis in T20 in 50 overs ODI matches. As far as Brendan Taylor was concerned, he tried to ramp the ball. And in the process, he actually could not connect the ball, and he swung his bat. So basically, he missed the ramp, And probably after missing the ramp, probably one thought the ball was dead, probably, one does not know. And he probably was shadow practicing, or probably trying to essay the shot or something of the sort. But it was all over as he was given out hit wicket, and he was definitely miffed while walking. But he had to leave. He was out for 46 or 57 deliveries, 5 fours and 1 6. Dion Myers was very impressive in his knock of 34 of 59 deliveries, 1 4. But the very impressive person was Wesley Madivere. He's a very talented bloke, as I've always been telling. And this young bloke really put back the ball and played a fine innings of 56 of 63 deliveries, included 5 4s and 1 6, was the highest scorer as well. Sikandar Raza, good to see Sikandar Raza back in action. He did his bet. He contributed 30 of 44, 2 4s. Jongwei out for 8, Blessing Muzrabani, not Chadara, and 240 for 9 was the final tally for the Zimbabweans. If you look at the bowling there, Taskin Ahmed, good job, 1 for 38. Saifuddin was costly, 1 for 54. Mehdi and Miraz, 1 for 34, did a very nice job there. Shariful Islam, as I said, was the most successful bowler, picking his best analysis in ODIs. 10 was no more than 46 runs and 4 wickets. Shakib Al Hasan, 10 was 2 for 42. Definitely, he was one of the key spinners. Masalik Hussain, 1.4 overs, no more than none for 7. Afif Hussain, 1 over none for 11. Now, it was the turn for Bangladesh to go and make 241 runs to go and actually win the match. And the Bangladesh innings, definitely, I thought the Zimbabweans bowlers were bowling very well. They definitely had the Bangladeshis in trouble at one time. It was 145 for 6 at one stage. They kept on losing wickets at regular intervals. They were 39 for 1, 46 for 2, 50 for 3, 75 for 4, 130 for 5, 145 for 6, and 173 for 7 in the 39th over. But that saving grace happened to be that Shakib Al Hasan, the main line player, was always there for them. And as long as this bloke, Shakib Al Hasan, was there at the crease, there was absolutely no doubt that Bangladesh were going to win this match. And that's what precisely happened. Shakib Al Hasan nurtured them to win, not out of 96, 109 deliveries, which included 8 4s. And that was it. He got some good company from Mohammad Saifuddin, which was good to see. The number 9 batsman. He's also he's a bits and pieces all-rounder, not out on 28 of 34. And that really helped matters, as it was a 3-wicket victory for Bangladesh, the second consecutive victory in this ODI series. The batting, Tamim Iqbal out for 20 with 4 boundaries. Ritan Das, 21. Mithun, 2. Masraq Hussain, 5. Mahmudullah, 26. 6 to Mehdi Hasan Miraz. And looking at the bowling, Blessing Muzrabani, he did his job perfectly well. 9.1 overs, 1 minute, 1 for 31. Chatara disappeared for 1, 7 overs, 152. Luke Jongwei, it was 246. Richard Nagarava, 9 overs, 1 for 33. Like Muzrabani, did a wonderful job there. Wesley Madivare also bowled his spinners very well. 10 overs, 1 for 39, and off spinner. Sukandar Raza, 6 overs, 1 for 33. And Shakib Al Hasan was the one who took the Man of the Match award. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that really brings an end to this cricket show of mine for today. Hope you all loved this broadcast, and look forward to your company once more on the weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, with my cricket show. But other than that, as I always tell you, Twitter is your best bet. You can go on to Cricket Twitter. You can go on to my website as well, www.cricket-status.com. Not even the website. I mean, on weekdays normally with office duties, I normally try to come on to Twitter and try to tweet a few. So you can, if at all you want my Twitter address, it is at RAM574, RAM574. So if at all you want, you can go and have a look at my tweets. If you want, you can also follow me on Twitter as well, if you so wish. But I'm just giving you a sort of just informing you about it. And look forward to your company once again next week on Saturday. Until then, it's goodbye from me, your host Ram. Thank you.